This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. In the last session, we were talking about knowledge transfer related content. Or if you're in a new organization, you have been allotted or assigned to a new project, what is going to happen, how your SAP knowledge will be transferred from the other person in case of if you're an addition to the project or in case if you're a replacement to the project. Now let us try to understand help or assistance related to help or assistance in case if you are stuck in the project. Usually what will happen when you're working in any project, definitely you will be requiring help, definitely you will be requiring assistance in every project. It is not that this is needed only for freshly joined consultant, this is needed only for 3 to 4 years of experienced candidate. This is required for every consultant whoever is working in SAP, irrespective of the module. Whether you're 0 year experience, whether you're 10, 20, 30 year of experience, still you will be requiring help assistance. Now, when you're talking about you will be needing help, you will be needing assistance. If you're really experienced, if you know how to work, if you know the different consulting techniques and all, that's a different story. But considering our situation, you need to know how you will be getting the help, assistance in case if you're stuck somewhere. Now, point number one, what you need to do is you're not supposed to depend on the Google straightforward. Point number one, do not depend on the Google straightforward. Do not depend on your material. Do not depend on your recordings whatsoever. Do not depend on any person. In short, you should avoid the dependency to the maximum. When I say you should avoid the dependency to the maximum, depending on Google, depending on material or recorded videos, YouTube, any kind of a thing, you should avoid it. Why we need to avoid? Because those points are not practically going to help in your project. Why those points will not practically help in the project? Reason, anything that you require help, anywhere that you require assistance, those points you will not get in any YouTube. Those points you will not get in any Google. Those points you don't find anybody who can assist you. This is raw fact, this is raw reality which you need to keep in your mind. Don't think that okay, after getting the job, Google is there, I'll Google it, I'll YouTube it, I have all my course content, I have all my recorded videos, I have my friend who is already working in. Nothing is going to practically help you when you're in a project, because in the project everything is based on business requirement only. Meaning you need to understand what is your business requirement. When I say we need to understand what is our business requirement, based on the business requirement only, things are going to happen or you're going to work anything in SAP FICO project. For example, you're working on some requirement and you're stuck somewhere in between. When you're working on something or if you're stuck somewhere, you cannot straight away go and ask anybody, can you help me here? You cannot straight away scan your error and then Google will not do it. Like the way you can scan it will convert all this kind of a thing will not happen here. What you need to do, even if you need any help on it in Google, you need to type something. If you don't type anything, Google will not give any result. Similarly, if you want to find if there is any relevant video in the YouTube, you need to search something in YouTube. Similarly, if you're asking somebody, you should know how to ask. You should know what to ask. Meaning, asking about a particular situation where you need help is very, very important. You're not supposed to know the solution, but at least understand the problem properly. When I say understand the problem properly, this is the major problem for most of the consultants in FICO especially. They don't understand the problem properly, but they are finding for solutions everywhere without having clear problem in their mind. For example, if you are asking something or if you are working on some object, let's say you are working on vendor payment. Now there is a problem, there is an error while doing the vendor payment wherein you are stuck or you have been asked by your client, your user to assist on this vendor payment. This is very urgent. Now it doesn't mean that you do not know how vendor payment is made. It does not mean that you do not know how vendor payment is made. You know how vendor payments are made. You know what your client is trying to do, but you are not able to understand why this error is coming. But you are not able to understand why a particular error is coming. You tried figuring it out from your side, you could not do it. You tried Googling it, you could not find anything. You tried YouTubing it, you did not find anything. Then finally, you went to somebody. Let's say you went to your colleague who is another FICO consultant. He will ask you when you say that I need some help on this. Simply they'll ask you what is the requirement, what error you're getting, what you're trying to do. Instead of giving the answer one liner, they will put you so many cross questions. Instead of giving one liner, they will put you so many cross questions. Even if you go to your project manager, project lead, everybody will ask you what is the exact requirement, what you're trying to do. Did you try this? Did you try that? These kind of questions they will put in written. This is quite common
This is quite
everywhere.
common everywhere.
Others, please be on mute.
Others, please be on it.
Surya, can you go on mute, please?
Surya, can you go on it, please?
Just a minute. When I say this is quite common everywhere, nobody will give you answer or assistance, guidance straightforward unless and until they know what you are looking for. And it is your responsibility to make sure you are clear with what you are looking for. Once you are clear with what you are looking for, and you need to make sure for certain cross questions you are in a position to answer. Meaning, before you seek somebody's assistance help, please make sure you have done your homework. Meaning, understanding that particular requirement scenario, what configuration is currently done, what you have tested, why you are facing that problem, whether what kind of things that you have explored on it. If you are unable to tell this kind of thing, nobody can help you. No Google can help you, no YouTube can help you, no expert can help you. Everybody needs some information from you relating to the problem before they understand the problem, and then before they help you, before they provide any inputs to you. But don't think that if I understand, if I know what is my problem, I'll get the solution from Google and all. Practically, this will not happen. This is applicable only when you're practicing. When I say this is applicable only when you're practicing, because most of the times, most of the people they practice without having any business process, without understanding any business requirement. Straight away, you will start configuring the thing, configuring the topics and all. If you're getting any error and all, you put the error message in Google, you will find something, your error will be solved. But don't, that doesn't mean in the project it is going to be like that. That is like that only during your training, only during your practice. Because your practice is in a different way, anything can help you. Because blindly you're opening any link, blindly you're making settings left and right. But when you're in a project, these are all strictly not allowed. Strictly not allowed. If anything you are making the changes, because of that change, another problem is coming up, you will be held responsible. Meaning, you are complicating the situations because you do not know what settings you need to make, if that is recommended to be made or not recommended to be made. If these decisions you are not able to take, then it is very, very difficult in any project that you work with. Meaning, first point, you need to understand business requirement. What is the requirement, what your client is trying to do, what your user is trying to do, or what you're trying to implement, what you're trying to configure, what you're trying to achieve. If you are clear with it, meaning Before you set up the system, you should be clear with the output that you're expecting. When I say before you set up the system, you should be clear with the output. From where you will get what output is required to become. It is based on the business discussions that you're having with your client or with your user. Meaning, before you set up anything, you will have business requirement gathering sessions, or you will be understanding the client existing process. Accordingly, you are setting up the system. In this process, you may be stuck somewhere. In this process, you may be stuck somewhere. You may be missing some configuration while doing testing called a unit testing or UT. While doing unit testing or while performing UT, you may be facing some different challenges. Something is not working as expected. How you will be able to identify this? Only when you understand the requirement thoroughly, only when you list out test cases, test scenarios, test script properly. If these are missing, whatever the way you're working is not in a right direction, it is not going to solve your problem. It is going to create unnecessary problems to you. And there are situations most of the times wherein you will not be able to talk to anybody. You will not be able to ask anybody because you are afraid, you are scared. If I ask, what they will think about me, because you do not know which question I need to ask, which question I need not ask. Certain questions, certain doubts, when you ask, the other person will feel you do not know this one also. They may feel very bad that this guy doesn't know anything. Certain questions, when you ask, it's okay. They feel happy that yes, he is working properly, he is clarifying all his confusions, doubts to make sure that everything will be smooth. Certain questions will give you a good opinion, certain questions will give you a very bad opinion. But you are unable to decide which question I need to ask, which question I need not ask. If these points you are not able to differentiate, it is going to be very tough time for you after getting the job. These points, whatever we are discussing and talking now from the last couple of sessions, are all related to your job once you join in any organization. Once you're in the organization, these points should be there in your mind always, 24 by 7. Only then you can manage properly. Otherwise, you'll have to suffer right from day one. From first minute, you'll have to be scared. The moment somebody is calling your name, you will be alert. I don't know why they are calling me, what they are going to ask me. Your heartbeat increases when somebody calls your name, when somebody is calling you, when somebody is talking to you in your project. This is quite common for most of the people. When I say for most of the people, because they are not confident. Because they are not confident, they are not sure why they are calling, they are not sure what they are going to ask you to work on. You will be scared, you will be afraid. Why you need to get into that situation? When you are getting trained, when you are practicing, when you are preparing, you need to avoid all these situations. For avoiding these situations only, you are getting trained. Even after getting trained, same situations, same fear, everything is there, then there's no point of your practice, your preparation, your training. Okay. Now, this is one point that you will be requiring on the business requirement. If you are stuck somewhere, you need to make sure how you are going to get the support assistance from somebody. Once you make sure that you are getting the support assistance from the somebody, next point you need to make sure how you are going to discuss, how you are going to talk to your client. Don't think that once you are getting the project, once you are allotted to a project, you will be working like a shadow resource. You will be working like a person who is exclusively working in the backend, or who is going to work only on the config part, only on the testing part. Ignore those points. It is not like that. It is not like that. As I mentioned, you will be an individual contributor. When I say individual contributor, if you need any information, if you need any clarification, if you wanted to pass any communication, you are the one who is supposed to do it. Either by sending an email to the client, or by having a call with the client, or by setting up a meeting with the client. You have to be taking care of it. Maybe initial 1 or 2 days, somebody may be assisting you until they introduce you to the client. When I say until they introduce you to the client, usually it takes couple of days for any consultant to get introduced to the client, just to make sure your project manager feels comfortable with you. Just like that, he cannot say that, okay, he is Mr. Ajay, he is our new FICO consultant. On day one, nobody will do it. First, they will see 1 or 2 days, what is my understanding what is my confidence level and all. If they feel comfortable, only then they will put, or only then they'll allow, only then they will create a meeting, or only when they will be scheduling a meeting with the client, in which they are going to tell he will be joining our project on SAP FICO, and going forward he will be your point of contact, and they will share your contact number, they will share your email ID and all to the client. Then you do not know when who will call you. All of a sudden your phone rings, your landline extension may ring, or your mobile phone number may ring, and they say that hello Ajay, how are you? I am calling from this, I am facing a problem, can you help me? You don't know who they are, but you will start receiving calls from different people. Reason, you have been officially introduced to the client that you are the single point of contact, or you are the FICO SPOC, and users will have to reach out to you for any queries, doubts, issues, support regarding their FICO. You will start receiving so many calls. You don't know why they are calling you, because you are officially introduced to the client, and you have to be prepared for it. When I say you have to be prepared for it, if you are not knowing these points well in advance, you will not be able to tune your mind. You will not be able to understand thoroughly that yes, this is how things are going to happen once I get the job, once I am allotted to a project. Accordingly, when you are able to understand, accordingly when you are prepared, there is no point you will be scared, you will be afraid tomorrow when you get a job. Otherwise, every minute, the moment somebody calls your name, your heartbeat increases. This is most common thing for majority of the FICO consultants who get job recently, or who get their first job. Why? All the days they will be focusing, they will be preparing, they will be understanding configuration only. But the moment you go to the project, it is no longer configuration. It's all about beyond configuration, other than configuration. Right? This is second point, and you should know what information you need to get from your client. When I say, if you are working on any issue, if you are working on any error, or if you are planning to get any new requirement and all, you should know what you need to talk to the client, what you should not talk to the client. When I say we should know what we should talk, what we should not talk, your client is not your friend. Your client is not somebody with whom you can discuss, with whom you can tell your problems. You're not supposed to tell your problem to the client. Instead, you're supposed to listen to the problems of your client. You're the problem listener, not the problem speaker. You're not supposed to speak about your problems to your client. Instead, you should only listen to their problems, provide the solutions to them. That's it. That is your job as a consultant. That is the job as your consultant. It is as simple as like, when you're talking to a client, when you're talking to a user, if they're asking you to say something that this is the problem that I'm facing, don't tell I am also not understanding anything, I am also facing problem, can you help me, whatever you know. Don't try to understand the process from the user side, stating that you don't know, you're not able to understand it, you're new to SAP, you joined newly in this project. These kind of things you're not supposed to tell anybody, because you may be projected in a different way to the client by your project manager. When I say you may be projected in a different way, your project manager would have told that he is Mr. Ajay, new joining in our project. He will be supporting, he will be taking care of FICO going forward. He would have added nice boosting words about me. He is very expert, he is very experienced. He is already, he handled so many clients before, all this kind of a thing they would have added. Meaning some masala is already added in the name of my FICO consultant. Some masala is already added. You don't try to add something else, you don't try to change it, because you do not know what your project manager communicated with the client for before they officially put you in the project. They will also tell some kind of masala words. It's quite common everywhere. Meaning, if you are 3-year experienced, your project manager would have told he is a 6-year experienced consultant. You're not good at asset accounting, you would have told he is pro, he is expert, he is gem in asset accounting. He can do anything in SAP. He handles so many difficult clients and all. Similar client he already handled, he can do anything. Don't worry about it. He will take care of everything, because your project manager will have to give confidence to the client to accept you as a consultant in the project. If your project manager is telling, I am also doubtful, you please take care, be very careful. He is a new joinee in the project. He is new to our company also, but we are putting you in your project. You please take care, be alert and all. Who will accept you? Nobody will accept. Definitely your project manager will have to add some masala words, or they have to add something that yes, don't worry, he will take care of it. We are also there to support you. They will give them some kind of confidence. Only then they say that okay. Only then they will say that okay, please assign this candidate in the project. That is how you will enter the project. And here you are not supposed to reveal anybody that you are new to SAP, you don't know this, you do not know that. If you do not know anything, you ask your project manager, you ask your project team. Don't reveal anything to your client, anything to your user. These points will literally put you in the trouble. These points will literally put you in the trouble. No surprise, because you're revealing these points. You're talking like this to a user, you're losing your job. No surprise in it. I've seen practically people losing their jobs because they're talking like this to the users and to the clients. Because you know that at the end, you're responsible for the project. You need to deliver, you need to solve the problem. But you're not supposed to surrender yourself to the client. Don't surrender to yourself to the client, never. Don't tell your client, don't tell your user you don't know this, you are good at this, you are not good at it. Don't tell this. You're not reporting to your client to reveal your capabilities, your skill set. Tell that yes, you worked on it. Tell me what is your requirement, let me do it. If you're stuck somewhere, take the help of your project team, meaning ask your project manager, ask your project lead, ask your other FICO consultant. They will be there to assist you. But you need to ask. Nobody will come and say, sit with you, what you're doing, shall I help you? Like that, nobody will do it. This may be possible for a female FICO consultant, but not for a male FICO consultant. That's a different story. For example, if I'm a lady working in a FICO project, I joined newly in the project. You all know the typical tendency, typical situations when a new lady joins in any organization, in any team, every team member would like to help. That's a different story. This is quite common. Even in SAP FICO, it is quite common. Somebody may be there, you need any help, any assistance, feel free to tell me, I will be there to assist you. That's a different story. But when a new guy joins, I am a boy, I am joining in a new project, who will help me? Nobody will help me. Nobody will even try to talk to me because I'm a boy. There are situations like this, typical conditions, typical environment that you find when you join a new organization as a end user, as in any domain. It will be the similar conditions, a similar situation in project also. To be very honest, it will be a little more. Why it will be a little more? If it is not a consulting, it is a teamwork. If it is not a consulting, it is a teamwork. If I don't do any work, somebody else will do it. But here, if I don't do it, nobody will do it. If I'm not doing it, nobody will do it because I am responsible for it. I am the owner of it. I need to take that responsibility. I need to take that ownership. Nobody will do it. And nobody will even try to help me, because if they help me, it will come on my head that yes, he's did it. This candidate is a new joinee in the project. He is able to solve all the problems. He is able to do everything. Maybe others are praising me, others are appreciating me, which other project members may not like. Quite possible. Quite possible. Or somebody may be looking at you, stating that or saying that you're suffering from something, or somewhere you're stuck, you need some assistance. They will not assist you, they will not help you, because if they help you, they are not recognized anywhere. So even though you go and ask, Ajay, can you please help me on it, I may be telling I am currently busy, we will see after that. Fact, maybe I also don't know whatever you're asking. In reality, maybe I am also not aware of it. Just to avoid the situation, I'm telling I am currently very busy, we'll see later on. So you are assuming that, oh, he is currently busy, he will help me. You will not do anything, you will keep it open, assuming that Ajay will help you. Ajay also doesn't know it, that's why he is avoiding. Or he knows it, but he doesn't want to support, he wants to work on it. Or unless and until project manager or somebody comes and asking me to help you, till then I may not help. I may be with this mindset, I may be with some other mindset, I may be with some XYZ mindset. You never know. Meaning, you should not be in a mindset that somebody will be there to help you, assist you. Don't think in that way, because tomorrow, as a consultant, you are an individual contributor. You are held responsible for what you are working for. When I say you are held responsible, you are the owner of it. If something goes wrong, you will be blamed. If something goes wrong, you will be blamed. If everything is working fine, you will not be appreciated. Somebody else will be appreciated. They say that, all the whole team supported Ajay very well in his areas and all. We know he struggled in so many areas. I've seen everybody helped him in and all. But in fact, nobody would have helped you. But everybody is claiming that, yeah, I helped him a lot. I sat with him, I assisted in so many things, I validated, I verified everything. But in reality, I have not done anything. But this is how I'm projecting. If things are in positive side, I'm trying to take the credit. If things are on the negative side, I am also trying to blame you. I already told you you should not do it. I told you already, if you are stuck somewhere, come to me. You never came to me. This is how people will talk. When you know these are the things which are supposed to happen once you get a project, once you get a job, please be prepared for it, because almost everybody is experienced somewhere or the other. You would have seen the typical politics, typical environment that you will come across in the working culture and all. It is the similar everywhere. It is the similar everywhere because one simple point you need to remember. When I say one simple point, you are getting a job as a FICO consultant. You're getting a job as a FICO consultant. You know how you're getting a job as a FICO consultant after getting it trained and all. Similarly, if you're stuck somewhere, you're looking at another FICO consultant. They are also in the similar profile like you. Maybe you need some information from the technical side, maybe from ABAP, from BASIS, from MMST and all. They are also coming like you only. Don't think that they are experts and you're the only one who is entering like this. Everybody is entering in the same boat. All are your co-passengers only. Don't think that they came in flight, aeroplane and all. Everybody came in the same area that you traveled with. So don't think that somebody knows everything, somebody is beyond it. These kind of things, please do not think. Everybody knows limited knowledge only, including me. I also have limited knowledge only. I am also not familiar with everything. I also know limited things only. But it is just that with my experience, with my knowledge, with my level of understanding, I'm not afraid of anything. I can handle any situation. I can handle any client. I can handle any user. I can talk to anybody confidently. But you should have that one. And when you talk to somebody, you should be confident. And that confidence comes only when you're aware of so many things. If you're aware of so many things, your fear, first of all, will go away. And if that fear is not going away, you will not gain the confidence. When I say if that fear is not there, you will not gain confidence. You will get stuck unnecessarily. Tomorrow morning, like a kid to go to a school, they cry. You will be crying inside yourself to go to office. Because if you go to the office, your project manager will ask the status, your client will ask the status. This error I am not able to solve it. I need to prepare a functional specification. I need to work on it. I need to sit with them and all. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to manage. I'm having very tough time really. Like a school kid, there are many consultants who will be afraid, who will be scared inside themselves only. They cannot tell to anybody that they are afraid, they're scared. Why these kind of situations are happening? Because many things are missing in them. Other than conflict, many things are missing. Because these are all the key points. They're unable to gain confidence, they're unable to manage, they're unable to work confidently in the office, in any project. Because they are not understanding what is consulting. If you understand what is consulting, you will tell, I don't want configuration. Because consulting is not related to configuration. And everybody tells, I want to become a consultant, I want to become a FICO consultant. First of all, you need to understand what a FICO consultant does, what a consultant does. Consultant activities are different. It is not configuration always. But unfortunately, we are all behind configuration throughout our learning journey. That is the reason you are having problems right from the first minute of your joining a job. Or right from your interview itself, you will start facing the problem because your understanding, your thought process is wrong with respect to consulting. When you understand the things properly, there's no point you will be scared with. You don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to be scared of any situation because you can easily manage, you can easily handle. Everybody is working. Is everybody afraid of it? Everybody is aware of everything? No. They know how to handle. They know those consulting techniques, they know those consulting skill set, they know how to manage user, client, project manager, whosoever. If you do not have a solution, if you're unable to solve it immediately, you should know how to communicate with others. Then everybody will be with you. But if you're telling, yeah, I'm working on it, yeah, it will be done tomorrow morning, I'm working on it, within 1 hour I'll give you an update. You know that you're not able to solve it, but you need to give a heads up. You need to talk to somebody, maybe your senior, your project lead, manager. Then they will tell, they see if they can arrange help from anybody else. Maybe another FICO consultant or another FICO expert can see who worked on similar scenario within the organization. If they realize that no, this is because of these things, then they will schedule a call with the client. Somebody will explain from the senior side. These errors are coming because of these things. This is what we need to do. Sometimes what will happen, whatever you tell to your client, your user client will never listen to you. If you tell no, they will get angry. The moment you tell no, this is not possible, they shout at you. If you tell no, I don't know this, it will take time, they may say that why you're taking time for everything, I need this very urgent, I will hold the line, I'll be on the line, please tell me what is the problem, I will share my screen, please show me now. You're very uncomfortable, you're very panicked because your user is not leaving. He is telling, I will be on the line only, I will call you in 10 minutes, give me the solution. They may start comparing. No, before you, somebody else was there, he was solving similar problem just like that. Within 5 minutes, he used to solve the similar problems. Many times we got it. Why you are not able to solve it? Meaning, comparisons will come into picture, different other things will come into the picture with which you may be more scared. When I say with which you may be more scared, when you know these points, you will tune your mind in such a way that you are not scared first. Don't get fear first. Forget about getting the subject. First, remove your fear. Once you are removing your fear, you will start understanding the subject. If your fear is there, no matter how better you are doing the practice, it is not practically going to help you. Because you have not seen how working environment looks like when you get a job. You have not seen how working environment looks like when you join any project. You may be having somebody who is already working in SAP FICO as a consultant. You may not be having anybody. Now, if these are the situations, if these are the conditions, please make sure you have thorough understanding, you have thorough awareness. If these are missing, it is really very difficult. Trust me, this is going to be very, very tough situation for anybody who gets a job. Because I've practically seen so many people who get the job and they're afraid of many things. And they're ready to make payment to get support, to get these kind of things and all. They're ready to pay 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. They're ready to pay 1 month salary also. Why? Because they know the importance of their job. They're afraid of losing the job because of their performance. They're not confident on their knowledge. They feel that I may be terminated, I may lose my job because I don't know anything, I don't know proper knowledge. Somehow I managed to clear the interview, but now to manage the job, I don't think I can do it, I need somebody to help me, I'm ready to pay. There are so many like this who are not confident on themselves and they are ready to pay money to save their job. Why these are happening? Because they don't have the knowledge. They feel that they are not knowledged. They feel that they cannot manage, meaning they are not confident. If that confidence is not there, no matter what you do, you will not achieve anything. If that confidence is missing on yourself, to you, nobody can help. Nobody can help. Even if you sit 24/7 uninterrupted, because you are not confident, nothing will go to your mind. Just because you are not confident. And just because you are reading a config, you are trying to by heart T code, path, screens and all, that is not the consulting work. Because your initial understanding itself is wrong. How come everything will be correct? Everything will be definitely incorrect. Because when you start practicing, when you log into SAP and all, your assumption, your understanding is configuration, step-by-step configuration, screenshot, T code, path and all. That is not the work of a consultant. Anybody can do it, a fresher can do it. we are not understanding the realities of SAP FICO consulting. When you are starting your configuration, practice, preparation and all, you're misdirected, you're misled, or you're going in a wrong track right from the beginning. And it's very difficult for you to change the track because you're halfway through. You cannot either come back, you cannot move forward with confidence. You will travel some time and then you will leave it, meaning you will give up. Many people give up SAP FICO. Many people, when I say give up SAP FICO, because they realize these points at some stage. They realize these points at some stage wherein the sufficient damage has already happened. Now they realize that, okay, I already spent 2 months. I don't know anything. I know only the configuration. Nobody told me this. I'm not aware of it. Now, if I need to do all these things, my 2 months effort is waste. I already paid fees, or I'm already finding difficulty to understand these points. If this is only this one, many things are there. I don't think I can do it. This is not suitable for me. People give up. People quit. Like that, there are so many. More than 50% of the people who join SAP FICO course will not complete the SAP FICO course. More than 50% will not complete the course, no matter what. If 100 people are joining the FICO, 50 people will not complete the course. They'll give up in between. And remaining portion, by the time course is completed, by the time you put your effort and all, very few people will be left. Because everybody is joining FICO, everybody is understanding is that if I complete course of 3 months, 4 months, 5th month, 6th month, I'll be in the job as a consultant. That is a dream, not reality. It's a dream. So you have to work every night in your dream as a consultant. In reality, it is not going to happen. You have to put different efforts, you have to know different things, you'll have to practice different things, you'll have to gain different knowledge. Only then your dream will come true. Otherwise, your dream will remain dream only. You are a consultant only nighttime in your sleep. Log in while sleeping, log out while getting up. That's it. Over. Your job is over as a consultant. Because you need to realize it. That is the reason I'm not opening any SAP. I want you to think, realize these points, keep in your mind so that when you look at SAP screen, when you're practicing, when you're doing the configuration and all, you will be alert. You know practically what things you need to remember, how you need to practice, how you need to talk, all these kind of things. When you put properly in your mind, definitely you will not face any problem in future. You will gain confidence. When I say you will gain confidence, you will be more comfortable to talk, to work, whether you know, you do not know, you can manage. That managing is what you need to understand in consulting. Whether you're able to manage or you're not able to manage. If you're able to manage, that is more than enough. Nothing else is required. You will easily manage any situation, any scenario, any project, any client, anywhere in this world. Because everybody wants your consulting skill. If you are holding that consulting skill, you can manage anywhere. Otherwise, project to project, you need to sit and read again. Project to project, you need to sit and practice again. Error to error, requirement to requirement, you need to open Google, YouTube, document this, that and all. How long? That is not a solution for your learning, right? At one fine day, you have to be confident. When I say one fine day, you have to be confident, you cannot depend on these kind of things every time. What if your client is sitting next to you? What if you're working from client location? Can you Google? Can you YouTube? Can you take a material and all? No. If you're working from home, it's okay. That's a different story. Work in your laptop, open one more laptop, and there you play YouTube video, there you play your recorded video, there you open material document. It's a different story. You're working from home. What if you're working from your office? You're working from your client location, you're traveling on site. Can you YouTube? Can you Google? Can you carry your material? Somebody might call you, or somebody may come to your place. They sit next to you. They say that these are the problems. Can you please help me? We need to solve it today. Unfortunately, without Google, you cannot move forward. And you cannot Google in front of him. You know it, but it is not there in your mind, but it is there in your Google Drive. It is there in your YouTube. It is there in your bag in a notebook and all. It is there in the photo in the form of pictures, photos in your mobile. Can you open it? No, you cannot do anything. And at the same time, you cannot sit idle also. You have to solve it. How you will manage? This is where people will get caught. This is where people will start receiving the negative feedback. He is unable to do anything. Why he is unable to do anything? Because he cannot work independently without looking at the YouTube, without looking at the Google, without looking at the material. You cannot move forward. But situations will come wherein you are sitting next to somebody. You may be presenting, you may be sharing your screen. Okay, somebody may be in your cabin or you may be with somebody else's cabin, wherein you have to respond immediately, you have to solve immediately. That is where people will feel, especially those who are at a higher positions. For example, I am the manager of accounts payable, I am the manager of accounts receivable, I am the manager of cash, bank, whatsoever. I need some help at high level. I don't need in detailed help. I call you that this is what I wanted to know. Can you please meet me once? Or can you please schedule a meeting? Now, in the meeting, you're not able to understand anything, you're not speaking anything, you're not convincing me or anything. Nothing is happening. Then I realized for a manager, for me only, you're not able to help. Imagine my users' situation. All these days, users may be telling me that we are sending emails and all to Ajay. Ajay is not responding, Ajay is not helping. But when the person at a little higher level is also facing the same level, same situation with you, then definitely they will realize all these things. Yes, now I understand why my users are not able to solve the problems, why issues are not getting resolved, because this candidate doesn't know anything. He's not capable. He's unable to solve, he's unable to respond, he's not smart enough. That's where things will start that you have to be removed from the project. Please put another consultant who is good at the subject. This is how things will come in the project in reality. This is how things will come in reality. There are situations where you need to perform on the spot. You need to talk on the spot. You need to solve the problems on the spot. Or you need to cleverly manage on the spot. Everything is on the spot only. Otherwise, you will be out of the project on the spot. They say that we don't want this consultant to be in the project from tomorrow onwards. Literally, clients will call your project manager. They say that we don't want Ajay to be in the project from tomorrow onwards. That's it. Over. Your project manager will call you from tomorrow. You don't log in, or okay, from tomorrow you are not reporting to this client. You will be on a bench, or we will try to put you in some other project. But the day is last in your project. From tomorrow you will be on bench, or if there are another project, they'll put you in another project. That's it. If there are no project, they'll say that you please look another job in the outside. Why? Because you are not able to perform. Why not able to perform? You don't know how to talk, how to solve the problem, how to look at the system. Because of these things, these situations are happening. These are practical things which are faced by many FICO consultants at their initial stage. Because they do not know how things are going to be once you get the job. They do not know they're facing the problem, it's okay. But you are aware of it, you're not supposed to get the problem. You're also getting the problem, same problem after knowing everything, then it is not okay. It is purely your mistake. It is purely your failure. Having known everything, you're not putting your effort, still you're based on the config, you're dependent on the config only. Nobody can help you. When I say nobody can help you, after knowing everything, still you're focusing on the configuration, still you're at the same mindset, then things are practically not going to happen the way you want. Everybody wants to work properly, everybody wants to gain confidence, everybody wants to be comfortable in their job. After coming, you should not be scared. Like a kid is afraid that my homework is very much, tomorrow my teacher will hit me, slap me, they'll send me out of the classroom if I don't complete the homework. I don't know how to do it. It is not the situation. But unfortunately, if you are not sure with the subject, it will be like this. There will be days where you will not be able to sleep the night. You cannot sleep because you know tomorrow there is a meeting, there is a problem that you are unable to solve it, you are googling, you are trying all the ways, you are not getting any solution. Situations will come in such a way that you cannot even sleep. They're all facts. But you are not supposed to get into such a situation. Don't create such a situation. These are all coming because you are not having the confidence. When you prepare, when you understand things in a different way, these things you will straight away avoid. You will never even think. You will be surprised why they are all struggling like this. Because that's where you have to show the difference. When you know all these points, when you know all the ways, logics, approaches that is to be followed, the way you talk will reveal to so many people that you are something different. The way you talk, it will reveal to the other person. Let it be your friend, let it be your interviewer, your client, your colleague, and all. They will realize that this candidate knows the subject. This candidate is smart. This candidate is confident. He can manage. That should come from your knowledge. Don't expect somebody will recommend you. Nobody will recommend you. They should realize. For them to realize, you should show something. Your knowledge should reveal that realization. This is not a big task. It's very simple, in fact. If you don't know, it's a big task. But if you know, no longer a big task. It's, in fact, your work is more simplified. You know how to work. You know how to know the subject. You know what to prepare, what not to prepare, where you need to focus, where you need not focus. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to understand everything to get a job. There are selected areas. There are selected points. If you are good at those areas, if you are good at those points, you don't have to worry about anything, no matter what. Happily, you can work in any project, in any country. But those points you need to make sure you are understanding in a better way. When I say you are understanding in a better way, you're not having any confusion. You're having the confidence. That is more important. And that is not a big deal. It's very easy. When I say it is very easy, when you look at, when we start our configuration and all, you will see practically that this is very simple. When I say this is very simple, you need to understand why you're doing each configuration. When I say why you're doing, you should not simply go to a T code, add a new entry, put XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, control S, save, my setting is over. That is not your configuration. That is not your configuration. Like that, you will not configure anywhere in this world. When nowhere this is done like that in this universe, you need to become a consultant and then you need to go to space. You need to go to somewhere new world and then there you have to work as a consultant. But if you want to work in this universe as a FICO consultant, you need to know different things. Don't blindly do any configuration because in the whole world, no consultant does it. In this entire world, no consultant is doing a blind configuration by looking at a material, document, recording, video, go to screen, add a new entry, XYZ, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, Control S. Nobody is doing a config like that in the whole world. And you're learning such kind of a configuration which no consultant is doing, then you are a super consultant. Everybody will do the configuration based on the documentation. When we say based on the documentation, you're talking about based on the business blueprint document, based on the business blueprint document, based on the key data structure KDS document. You should know what is blueprint, what is KDS, what is BPML, what is as is, what is to be document, what is fit gap analysis, what is gap document, what is RICEF list, how many RICEF objects are there. Accordingly only you will have to start your config in a project. But unfortunately what we are doing, you are looking at a material which contains a step-by-step configuration. With that you are configuring. Some people, they do not even know that configuration is done based on the blueprint. They will ask after course completion, what is blueprint, how TR is created, how TR is moved, what is the system landscape, what is development, quality, production after course completion. And on what basis you did configuration for your 3-4 months of practice. There are people like that. They complete the course, but they don't know what is the system landscape. They don't know how TR is moved. They don't know what is customizing request, what is workbench request. They don't know who will release the TR. They don't know what is UOT, how UOT sign off will come. They don't know what is change request. They don't know what is KDS document. They don't know what is nomenclature, what is naming a convention, how you decided the naming a convention for this. They don't know anything. But they practiced for 3 months, they practiced for 4 months. Some people they're practicing for 6 months, 1 year also. These points they do not know. From where they will get the job? Unless and until we realize what we are missing, what we are supposed to understand as a consultant, you will never get the job. Because we are under an impression that if I am good at configuration, I will get the job. That is practically not fact. That is practically not going to happen. No matter what effort you put, that is not going to happen. Having known, still you are doing it, nobody can help. You are not aware of it, you're doing it, that's a different story. You're an exception. Okay, somebody will feel, okay, this guy doesn't know, he made a mistake. That is also his mistake only. Not knowing is also your mistake. Not knowing is also your mistake. You are not supposed to blindly enter the SAP FICO course. You should know so many things. You should put a lot of effort from your side. Because you know this is an ocean. Nobody can tell that this is what you do. There are many things. It will change based on the client, based on the requirement and all. But you need to know how do you manage in each of the situations. And managing that is not a big deal. If you know the different points, if you know the different things, you can easily manage. In fact, it's very simple, very easy to work as a FICO consultant. It's very easy, it's very simple to work as a FICO consultant. If you know the basic fundamentals, nothing to worry about. Nothing, literally nothing to worry about. You will enjoy working as a FICO consultant because everybody is dependent on you. It gives a different feel that everybody is dependent on me. Consultant wants to do something, they are unable to post accounting entries, they will take your expert advice. ST, they will take your expert advice. Basis, they wanted to assign a role, some authorization is missing, they will take your expert advice. ABAP, they wanted to debug something, they wanted to create a report and all, they will take your expert advice. Your project manager will also take your expert advice. Is it okay from the accounting point of view, from the reporting point of view? Will it create any problem? You need to provide your expert advice to so many people. Along with the user, client, within your team also, you can give different advices to the different people on their module, because at the end, every module is integrated with FI. At the end, every module is integrated with FI. If you are holding a good command on it, if you are having a good understanding on it, if you know the different points, logics, tips, techniques, nothing to worry. You'll gain confidence because many people are dependent on you. And if you're able to meet the expectation, if you're able to maintain that confidence level, if you're able to talk in the right way, right things at the right time, these things will happen only when you know the things in a right way. And when you have the proper things in your mind, how to execute them, how to talk and all, definitely 0% possibility that you will face a problem. 100% right from day one, right from first minute of your interview, you will be more confident. That is required for you. Till you reach to that stage, you have to put your effort. And you have to judge yourself. Don't go sit in front of the interviewer. Don't know until that they say that you're rejected, that oh, my knowledge is not correct. Not like that. You should be capable enough to guess your knowledge, your understanding. Okay. These are all important. These are all required for everybody to manage. Let me stop this here, and we will be starting our configuration from Monday onwards. From Monday onwards, we will start working on basic configuration related to SAP. What configurations are there in SAP FICO, and what is your baseline configuration? What is your business process configuration? How you will do configuration? Is it something that we will do directly, or it is dependent on something? We will practically understand from Monday onwards. In short, we will be understanding configuration related stuff, how configuration will be done, what are all the documentation based on which your setup will be dependent on, like what is requirement gathering, what is business blueprint, what is KDS, what is BPML, what is FitCap, what is RISE-F object. All these points we will understand what you will do as a FICO consultant, at what stage you will be involved in the project at your level of experience. Once we understand these points, then slowly we will list out one example, and then we will start doing the system config. All right. Any questions, Akram?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, good morning, Ajay. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I
go
have
ahead.
the doubt. Yeah. Uh, in the first session, we are discussing about the Fiori links and SAP logon pad, ECC or S4HANA, right?
Yeah,
You call something when we log in the SAP S4HANA or ECC, we'll get all the access for the Fiori, right?
correct. Yes, you will get it.
When, yeah, when we are working in the Fiori, we cannot access the data in the S4HANA or ECC.
What do you mean by that? You can access
When
everything on ECC, you can access everything on Fiori. It's not nothing like that.
hmm, I just want to know what types of the data we can access and what we cannot we access in the Fiori or like
You
that.
know SAP GUI?
G?
GUI, SAP logon pad, you're aware of it, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And when you log into SAP logon pad, you have two screens. One is your end user area, another one is consultant area, IMG
yeah,
area, easy access.
yeah.
In end user, you can only do master data, transaction data, report. Am I correct?
Yes,
In the consulting area, you can do only the configuration, right?
yeah.
Fiori is basically end user screen. When we say Fiori is basically end user screen, when you log into SAP Fiori, you will find all the end user related activities, not the consultant activities. In short, Fiori will display the activities of a consultant, activities of a user,
End user
all the
working.
tiles what, yes. But
Yeah.
you can open consultant area also in Fiori. In short, whatever you can see in SAP logon pad, in SAP easy access, SAP GUI, all these things can be opened in SAP Fiori.
Okay.
Okay, whatever you can do in SAP GUI, everything can be done in SAP Fiori, including your configuration.
Okay.
Okay,
So even both are the same. Whatever we want to, data or like that, we get all the data in the both are.
it is the same. It is the same. But usually,
It's just for the
Fiori
link
we
and
don't.
the yeah.
It is just the link.
Okay. If you want to log in the online server, we need to go on the through the link process.
Correct.
Okay.
No need to
Thank you.
install anything on the laptop. If you have the link, that URL, you can open it from anywhere. All you need is internet.
Okay, so it's possible to we configure the system in the Fiori, or it's not be happen in that.
In real time, you don't do it. In real
Okay, in
time,
the
as a as a consultant, your work is always on the SAP GUI only, not on the Fiori. Fiori is only for the testing because you need to give user training. When you are giving user training, whoever is installing, whoever is implementing S4 HANA system, majority they will not give SAP logon pad to the user. They will not even install on their system. They will straight away give URL. You will
okay,
bookmark SAP quality, SAP production. You just need to click on that URL and it
and you
will
have
ask
to
you
enter
on
the
the web
data.
page. You need to log in, do the work on the web page itself, which means Fiori screen.
Okay,
Okay.
every configuration we done on the GUI and the GUI only.
GUI only. Though you can enable these screens on Fiori, we don't do it. That is not recommended.
Okay,
You're not supposed to show certain things to the user, to the client, because that is where you're there in the project as a consultant, right? If you're showing training everything to the user, then it is your mistake.
yeah, it's good. It's true.
You're not, it's like the doctor doing the operation. No doctor will do operation in front of the others, right? They'll take you to
Exactly.
the operation theater and all. You have to do your configuration like operation,
Okay, got it.
right? Yeah.
Next topic. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Kelly's,
have a question, AJ. Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much for all your presentations. So now that we're about to go into configuration, I don't know what are your procedures for, configuration? Because from all your explanations, it looks more like a real life, situation. So are we going to have like a company kind of scenario for configurations?
Yes, I will give different scenarios. Configuration, when I said from Monday onwards, it is not that I am going to configure system straight away. So we will be understanding everything in line with our configuration which we are going to set up. For example, before you do the configuration, I said there are a lot of documentation, blueprint, KDS, BPML, fit gap analysis, RISE object and all. These points we will be discussing, we will be understanding, and then to do your configuration. First point is your baseline config. We will understand what is baseline configuration, what settings are available, how do you do the config. I'll explain you in such a way that you will practically relate if you're in a project. I'll show all the configuration step. I'll show all the T codes, meaning in front of you, all the config steps are there, all the T codes are there. Then I'll put a requirement. If this is my company, how will you do the config? You cannot do anything because you do not know anything about my company, right? All you know is SAP configuration step, SAP T code. Agree? And when you do not know, it is as simple as like you need to fill an application form. You need to fill an application form. This application form will ask you so many details: first name, last name, your surname, your date of birth, age, your qualification, permanent address, current address, qualification, yes or no? Yes, no? For filling any application. Can you hear me, Kellis?
Yes, yes.
Right? If you need to fill your application, you can easily fill it because you know
Yes.
your details. What if I want you to fill my application? Application is in your hand, pen is in your hand, but you need to fill my information. Can you directly fill it? Can you fill the application with my information, with my details, or for me
No,
without knowing any information about me? Is it possible?
you can't.
No.
Though you have the pen, though you have the paper, though you know how to write, though you're educated, you're graduate, postgraduate, still your pen is not moving on the paper. Agree? Why? Because you do not know the information about me. My information to you is the requirement. Yes or no? My information to you is the requirement. Only when you get the required information, it's a just 1 or 2 minutes, you will fill up all the form, you will hand it over to me. In the similar way, when you are doing the configuration, you need to make sure client business process you need to know. You would have done 10 company codes practice before, but for 11th company code, if it is for a new client, you cannot do. You just need to depend on the client, understand, sit with the client, get the information that you require. Then document it. Get the confirmation. This is what is your business process. They will confirm it. That is called as your blueprint sign off. Once you get the blueprint sign off, that is where you will start doing your config. Till then, config will not start. It is not a straightforward activity that you do in your practice, in your organization. In the project, the way you configure is different. In the training environment, the way you practice is usually different. So we will not practice the way you have to practice it. We will practice the way you configure in a project. So that is why I will show all the configurations in bits and pieces based on the requirement. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ajay sir, I have
I
the one
think
doubt on. Yes.
like what is operating concern actually?
Operating concern is used for COPA. You know, there is something called a COPA, profitability analysis, margin analysis, costing based COPA, account based COPA. You would have heard these terms.
I heard in your class only, but I don't know exactly.
That that is related to profitability analysis. To analyze your sales profit, product level profit, you will be using operating concern. And that you need to remember because everybody will be asking you about organization structure. SAP organization structure begins from operating a concern.
Okay, as a FI FICO consultant, if we don't have a COPA experience, still we need to
That is not
do that.
mandatory. Yes, that is not mandatory. COPA product costing is not mandatory. That is pure
Then
CO.
okay. Then if you have only basic controlling and FI, then no need we don't need much about operating concern, right?
No, no, no. Those basic fundamentals you will have thorough understanding with me. It's just that you may not be configuring, you may not be practicing it, because practicing understanding a COPA product costing itself will take minimum 3 months. Only these two topics to understand, you'll have to sit 3 months. And that is possible only after you're good at SAP FICO. Meaning straight away you cannot learn, you cannot understand operating concern COPA or product costing, material ledger, actual costing. These are not direct topics to be understood, to be learned. These are based on various other topics related to SAP.
Okay, then as a FICO consultant, organ structure I can start from controlling area, right? Because
No, no, no.
as of
You
now
have to
there is
always
no COPA.
start from operating concern. Whether you worked on it, you have not worked on it, it is a different story. But
Okay.
you should know that it begins from operating concern. It is related to COPA, costing based COPA, account based COPA, or margin analysis. These points you should know, you should talk. You should tell it to everybody. It
Okay,
is
Ajay.
just that you have not worked on it. Doesn't mean you do not know. Okay.
Your voice is
Hi,
Can you
AJ.
hear me now?
Sir, do we have
yeah.
class tomorrow?
Actually, something you told, but I can't able to hear me.
Okay. Is my voice okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now I can hear.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
So on COPA or product costing, operating concern, whatever ever, as a FICO consultant, you should never think that we are not going to work on it. We will not talk about it. You should know everything. It is just that you have not worked on it. That's it. You should tell operating a
Okay,
concern,
okay.
all these kind of things. Just that you have not worked on these areas in your previous project. In my current project, in my previous project, I am working on FI side only. That's it. Doesn't mean that you do not know anything in CO. You know, but you have not worked on it. That is, there is a huge difference between these two. Sometimes what we think it is not related to us, we will tell I don't know, or you will skip it. The moment you start telling organization structure from controlling area, first point, anybody who is listening to it will have a negative opinion that you are telling your SAP FICO consultant you have 3 years of experience. You do not even know that org structure begins from operating concern. Later on, can you tell, sorry, I forgot?
No, I can't tell.
Right? So these things will create a negative impact. If you tell operating concern and then you tell in my current project, I'm not working on CO side. We have a dedicated CO consultant, or I'm working on asset accounting, I'm working on taxation, I'm working on banking side, I'm working on payable receivable. You can tell like that. That is how you will be working after getting a job. Not that you will be working on entire FICO.
I think for taxation only there is a separate dedicated consultant,
No,
right?
no, no, not like that.
Okay,
It is not like that
okay.
because once you're inside the project, work will be limited. When you're learning, the topic looks very big, but when you're in a project, it is only to the extent of their business process, right?
Correct, correct.
Right? Once you're in a project, it is limited. When you're learning it without having the exposure, without having the understanding of various points that we're discussing now, you think that everything is very big. But when you know the
Correct.
different points, you will practically realize, okay, in the project, client business process is limited. They are implementing limited functionalities only, not everything. Then accordingly,
Yeah.
when you prepare, accordingly, when you practice, there is no point you will get scared. You will be thinking that, okay, this is very simple. 2-3 times when you look at the document, 2-3 times when you look at couple of entries, you'll be familiar with it.
Yeah.
Hi AJ.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hi AJ. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Earlier on in one of your sections, you talked about we discussed about the office environment, remote, hybrid, and working from the office. So, as new consultants, which would you advise us to prioritize in view of because I always believe that that's my own personal opinion that working from home might not get the necessary experience to be able to maybe work on more projects because you are just on your own compared to if you are interacting with colleagues. And the second one has to do with yes, I think 2 days ago they've talked about KT knowledge transfer. So and what we are supposed to look out for. For example, we're supposed to check out things about how did the customer do their vendor postings, bank postings, customer postings, assets, and the rest of them. Um, when would we have knowledge about this? Is it as the class progresses? That's when we just know, okay, if we are on a support project, for example, this is how do we are we as the class progresses, is it when we get knowledge on how we are going to check about this, or is there a particular process or a T code that can help us get this information?
Yes, once we start our regular sessions, I mean the configuration sessions,
Okay,
there I'll show all these points, how you will pull out the information. If you know what is your approach, if you do not know what is your approach, both I'll show. If you know
okay,
the functionality, how you are going to look out from the system. If you do not know, how do you look out from the system? In both the ways, from the system itself, not Googling.
okay, okay, okay. How about the remote versus from the office? I don't know.
It
What
is
is your
always better you're working from office, because when you're working from office, you have your project team members also with you,
okay, okay,
and you can get their help assistance. If you're working from home, I'm also working from home. When you're needing some help assistance, we don't have any personal bonding, right? I mean to say, I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am,
hmm,
right? Just because my project manager told me, you please help Stephen when he's in case of any this one, the kind of questions that you're asking me, I may get a negative opinion. He's asking all the basic things and all. For everything, you
true,
may be calling me. Can you please, can I share my screen? Can you please share your screen? Can you please give any document and all? I will be irritated because this process is also disturbing my time, my work.
true,
I may simply give a complaint to my project manager. No, he is asking me each and everything. I need to show everything. You please better tell me either I need to work my task or I need to complete his task.
true,
See, somebody may be with a helping nature, somebody may not be with a helping nature. The other person may know what you're working on, other person may not know what you're working on. Somebody doesn't know anything that you're asking for, but still they will do time pass with you. They say that try this, check this, show me after you get this, meaning they wanted to learn from you,
true,
which we are not even able to understand, which we are not even able to catch. We are still behind them, assuming that they are in a position to help us. Because you are lacking the subject, you do not know many other points, we are becoming a helpless. When you are becoming helpless, wherever you find that I can get some help, you're going there, and we are not realizing that they also do not know the subject. They are also not aware of the points that you are looking for. So you are waiting, you are wasting your time, and at the end you are unable to complete your task. Then you will be at a risk in front of your client, in front of your project manager. You cannot say that Ajay told he will help, but at the last minute he said he cannot help. That is not Ajay's responsibility to help you, right? It is your responsibility to complete. First of all, it is your mistake to depend on Ajay. Agree?
yeah, true,
So these points, when we realize it, we will think in a different way. When you're thinking in a different way, let Ajay help, let Ajay give his inputs, but parallelly, you do your effort. That's only an assistance. It's only a confidence that you have been given. Let me see if you're stuck somewhere.
True.
But when you're putting your effort, many things will be eliminated by default, meaning you will gain confidence. The way you're putting in your effort, other person is ready to help you. Because at the end, we both are representing the same client, same organization, same project, right?
Yeah, we are. Yes.
And if Ajay is not working good in the project from FICO point of view, client will tell that no, we are not receiving proper support from your team, or you guys are not supporting us properly when we need. It may be because of Ajay, who is new to SAP, who doesn't know many things, but the total team is blamed,
Yeah, through the whole team.
right? So what will happen whenever things will come like this? You need to open up. You need to tell your project team. You need to tell your manager and or to your lead that this is what is the requirement. This is what is my analysis. This is where I'm stuck. This is where I'm looking for a help, assistance. Then definitely somebody will be there because they have seen what effort you have put in. But instead, what we will do, we will ask like an interviewer. This is the requirement. Tell me how to do it. Who will tell? Nobody will tell you if you ask like that. You need to tell that this is the requirement. This is what I have done. This is where I am stuck. Can you please help me? They will see what you have done. What is the requirement? Anybody is okay to help. At least they will give you some inputs. Have you tried in this way? Have you checked that configuration? Did you check with him? Did you check with that person? You will have some kind of inputs, because they know that you have done some effort. You need some kind of help, assistance, so that you can move forward. And they also know that if this is not completed, there will be an escalation, or client will not be happy and client may send a negative emails. They also sit along with you. We need to complete it. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ajay.
Thank you, AJ.
Yeah. Let me go
Ajay.
by sequence. Raghu.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jay. You discussed about system landscape a couple of times, that is dev, quality, and production. I understand for development there will be modifiable and non-modifiable client. So ideally there should be two client connection for dev and one each for quality and production. But my doubt is, will there be multiple connections or systems for dev and quality in real time? Like quality 1, quality 2, quality 3, and dev 1, dev
No,
2,
no, no.
dev 3?
In development, there are multiple. There will be three in development. Development
Mm-hmm.
configuration client, development
Okay.
testing client, development your technical client, meaning for all the ABAP related program, there is a different client. For all the functional
Mm-hmm.
related configuration, there will be a different client. For testing what you have configured, what your ABAPer has programmed, there is another client. In short, in development, there will be three clients. And as a FICO consultant, you will be working with two clients in development. Development
Okay.
1 for configuration, development
Yes.
2 for testing.
Yes. But
In
in addition to
quality,
that,
mm,
yeah,
go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead. What's your understanding?
But in addition to that, I see a tree as well. I'm not sure whether it is only available in ECC or does it apply in S4HANA as well. In ECC, I see quality 1, quality 2, quality 3 with the same client. That is 100. I'm not sorry, that is 200. I'm not sure what is the purpose of it. So I just wanted to check
No,
with you what
if
is
it
the,
is the same, if it is the
yeah.
same, there will be some difference. Like you will have the client address, IP address 10 dot,
Mm-hmm.
2 dot, 5 dot, and all, right?
Yes.
There you will
Yes.
find the difference.
Okay.
There you will find the difference. One may be used for production copy.
Mm-hmm.
One one
Mm-hmm.
may be used for your pre-production. Pre-production, I mean to say, in the
Yeah.
implementation project, especially before you load all the data to the production, you will load it
Mm-hmm.
in a pre-production system,
Yes.
and then you will show to the client. For that purpose, you will have another quality client. And sometimes if you have many interfaces like your BI, BW, BPC, different kind of interfaces, for that you will
Mm-hmm.
create another quality client. so that their connections and all will be established from the different quality server.
So when you say pre-production, is there any chances to change the pre-production? For example, right now we treat quality as pre-production. In future, is there any chances that there will be PP1 or PP2, something will
No,
be
no,
treated as pre-production?
no. It's only a one. It depends on what modules are all implemented in your system. For example, you are implementing BIBW. BIBW is a standalone tool that is designed for the reporting, your dashboard reports and all.
Yes. Yes.
And they depend on the data from SAP because they need raw data to be processed and then to apply different logics formulas to form different kind of analytical reports, basically your dashboard report. And they're dependent on the data.
Yes.
Now they need data which is a proper data. It's not left and right. The users are practicing, consultant is posting, then their reports will go for a toss, right?
Yes.
Though they're
Exactly.
testing it, they need to make sure the data is realistic, data is proper. For that, you may be creating a copy of a production which is used only for the BIBW purpose.
Okay.
Similarly, when you are working on BPC, BP is again another tool which is used for your consolidation. When you are consolidating, you need again data from the SAP. Again, you don't need left and right raw data. You need proper
Yeah.
data. You may be creating the same PP1 or you may be creating PP2 for BPC purpose. Yeah.
So there is no chance to change the pre-production system, even though
No,
there
no,
is
no,
any upgradation.
no. If there is any
Okay.
upgradation, according to those upgradation, if there are any additional configurations to be made, you'll have to do it. Whenever you're upgrading a system, all this kind of a thing, first thing that you need to look at is what configurations you have done. When I say what configurations you have done, not all the configurations are in the production, right? There are certain things which are in the development phase. There are
Yes.
certain things which are at the UAT phase. If you're doing the upgradation, if you're doing the system copy, all these kind of things, data will be updated with production system or certain data may disappear. You need to make sure what are all the changes that are in progress in the development system, in quality system, which are not moved till production. You'll have to make a note of it, have a track. Because after upgradation, after this kind of a thing, if data disappears, then you'll have to re-import all the TRs to development quality.
Yes.
So all these points, when you're aware of it, at least tomorrow when you're in a project, these things somebody is telling, tomorrow we are going to refresh the quality system with production data. Now anything that your configuration, your things are working in quality, which are not yet moved to production because you have not shown demo to the user. You showed it to user, you're awaiting user sign off. Now after the production refresh or quality system refresh and all, your TRs will not work, your configuration is missing. Don't get scared. But before that, you should have been aware that you need to take care of all the things that you have maintained or that you have moved until quality. Somebody may
Yeah.
be able to tell you, somebody may not tell you. Assuming that you're an experienced consultant, you know what to do. But I do not know that you're not aware, right?
Yes. Right.
So these points, when we are aware of it, many things you will easily understand. When whatever people are talking in the project, you will not find any difficulty. You'll be able to understand.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Chandu,
Yes, sir. Good morning. Sir, I have a doubt that who will test in UAT, sir?
who will test UOT?
Quality system. Yeah.
Hmm. Who will test it?
Mm.
Quality is used for two purposes. One is to test the system functionality that you are designing, meaning whatever the configuration that you did, you will be testing from your side in the development called as unit testing.
Yes, sir.
You are not the end user of it. So your testing is not going to be the approval for moving it to the production. Your testing is approval only for moving it to quality because you are confident that it is working as per the business requirement. And you are confident only after executing some test cases in development.
Yes, sir.
right? Now, once all the cases are working fine, you will move your configuration to quality. Now, in quality system, you need to test it along with the user, along with the client, because they are the end user,
Okay.
right? Before you go to the end user, you need to test from your side first. Otherwise, what will happen? In development, it may be working fine. In quality, when you're sitting with the user, certain things may not work. Reason, user may be testing in a different way. User may be testing different scenarios. But as a functional, we may be testing debit credit, I'm able to post, it's over, done. But user may be testing specific account, specific tax code, specific cost center, specific profit center, specific dates and all he may be checking. In the report also, he's expecting different values. Those points when your user is testing, certain things may work, certain things may not work, right?
Okay.
And when you're testing in the development, you will be testing with your user ID. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Consultant will
In the
always have SAP
development,
yeah,
in the development, sir.
in the development. Your user
In the
ID,
quality.
meaning as a
Okay.
consultant, our user ID will have all the access. Majoritarily, you don't get any authorization problem in the development quality when you're testing with your ID. But when you're
Okay.
testing it with your user ID, user will not have all the authorization, right?
Okay.
When somebody is asking how do you perform UOT, you should always tell UOT is performed with user ID of the end user, not your user. Your user ID will have all the authorization, no error will come. But when you're testing
Okay.
it with the user ID, user does not have the authorization for the new functionality. You need to
Along
get
with
a
the
new
user, we'll do, sir.
along with the user with their ID only.
Okay.
Okay, because they don't have authorization for everything. You need to make sure the functionality that you are creating, that you are testing, is authorized for that particular user. And when they put that T code from their ID, most of the time you would have seen you are not authorized to use this T code.
Yes.
These kind of errors will come because that role is not there. But when you do it from your ID, you will be able to open it, you will be able to post it. You have noticed it? From your ID, you can open the T code, you can post the entry, you can pull the report. Reason, consultant ID will always have all authorization, but user ID will not have all the authorization. User ID will always have the limited authorization, whatever they are authorized to look or post. You need to give the authorization. As part of your UOT testing, authorization is one of the testing that a FICO consultant will do. There is something called roles and authorization. You also
Okay.
need to know what is role, what is authorization. If any authorization is missing, how do you get the missing authorization? This knowledge is also very important for FICO consultant. In the project, you are the one who is deciding how many roles are required, what authorization is required.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. And another question that what level we will pull the financial statements, sir, at COA level or company code level?
In SAP at company code level only, at COA level, you will pull out of SAP. COA level means consolidation.
Yes.
Because your COA contains multiple company codes. For multiple company codes, when you are pulling any financial statement, it is called as a consolidation. For consolidation, no client will use SAP. For consolidation, either you will use Power BI or you will be using SAP BPC, SAP SAC. There are various other tools, various other third-party tools with which you can do the consolidation.
Okay.
Consolidated reports not from SAP, especially consolidated TB, consolidated PNL, consolidated balance sheet is always out of SAP. In SAP,
There
it
is
is always at company code level.
okay. There is a concept of ledger and non-ledger, right?
Leading and
In
non-leading
ledger,
ledger.
leading and non-leading. In leading, we will have all the company codes, right?
In non-leading also, you will have all the company codes.
That is a different. That is a country specific one.
No.
Will be there,
Who
right?
said? Who said?
No.
No. Wherever you find leading ledger, non-leading ledger, leading ledger 100 company codes are there, non-leading ledger also 100 company codes will be there. For example, you're an organization. You're operating in 25 countries. Okay.
Okay.
Now, all these 25 countries are your companies only,
Yes.
right? Now, in every country, you need to do the accounting according to
Yes.
that country specific accounting law,
Yes.
right? In 25 countries, 25 accounting laws you have. Indian
Yes.
accounting is different, US accounting is different, Singapore accounting is different, Dubai accounting is different, because you need to submit your reports to the country specific local authorities. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, in India, accounting treatment, in Dubai accounting treatment, in US accounting treatment is the same or is different for certain areas.
It's different.
It is different. When it is different, can I do a total?
No, for
If it
each
is
each
different,
accounting principle, we will be having different uh,
treatment,
treatment, right?
right? If it is a different treatment, I cannot just like that do a sum. Agree with me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, wherever you have a different treatment, usually you will take it as a non-leading ledger. Which ledger?
Non-leading ledger.
In the non-leading ledger, you have 25 company codes now.
Yes, sir.
Single non-leading ledger, 25 company codes with 25 different accounting principle assignment.
Yes, sir.
Now, as a company, it is your requirement to do the consolidation. What is your overall profit across the globe doing your
Yes.
business? For you to do it, you need to do a total. 25 countries sales you want as a total sale, 25 countries expenses you want as a total expenses, 25 countries fixed asset you want to look at what is my fixed asset. Now to do it, you need to make sure every country is using same accounting logic for your consolidation purpose.
Yes.
Now what is the common accounting standard that is followed for consolidation in general? Is it US GAAP or IFRS?
IFRS.
It is IFRS. Now you have leading ledger. In leading ledger also you have 25 company codes.
Yes, sir.
All the 25 company codes are using IFRS in leading ledger. In non-leading ledger, you have 25 company codes. 25 company codes in non-leading ledger are using 25 different accounting standards.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Got it.
It will be a single ledger only. In leading ledger, you cannot maintain multiple accounting principle. In non-leading ledger, you can maintain multiple accounting principle. 25 company codes does not mean 25 non-leading ledger. That is again wrong understanding. Single non-leading ledger, 25 company codes with 25 different accounting principle.
Okay.
At the
Okay.
end, though you have 25 company codes, you will still have two ledgers only, because data is always identified at the ledger company code combination level.
Okay.
Because whenever you post any accounting entry, you are not posting at ledger level, right? Without company code, is it possible to record any debit credit?
No.
Then at company code level, your data is becoming unique.
Yes, sir.
No need to create multiple ledgers. Sometimes people will tell, if I have 3 company codes, I will create 3 non-leading ledger. Because number is small, you don't get any doubt in your mind. But when I say 25 company codes or 100 company codes, will you be creating 100 ledgers?
No.
It will be single ledger. And the moment we represent these points to somebody, or especially in your interview, they will get a positive opinion. If you're telling that 10 company codes, 10 non-leading ledger I will create, next minute they will not even take interview for 10 minutes. Meaning certain points are very sensitive. At those points, if our understanding is not proper, other person can easily decide our understanding. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Akram?
Yeah, actually, sir, when we are first stage, business, sorry, just a second. GUI based transaction, you will call something.
What is it? Easy access?
GUI based, GUI based transaction.
Normal only. End user transactions.
Okay, so whatever we can do in the ECC or S4HANA, we can access both transaction in the Fiori and S4HANA, right?
No, ECC is different, S4 HANA is different. Okay. In
Okay,
ECC, in S4 HANA, there is something called GUI.
GUI. Okay,
Fiori is applicable only for S4 HANA. Fiori is not applicable for GUI.
okay. So we cannot access ECC transaction in the Fiori.
That's what I'm telling. Don't get confused between ECC and Fiori. Fiori is not applicable for ECC. Fiori is applicable only for S4 HANA. Usually what will happen, there is ECC system, there is S4 HANA system. Majority of the things are common in ECC and S4 HANA. Only there are few changes, maybe 10 to 20% changes with respect to FICO.
Okay,
These changes you will understand once we start our actual configurations.
okay. So
Okay,
that is
whenever you are
not
working in any project, you will be working in S4 HANA only, not on the ECC. ECC you may be working if you are working in any client for support. Otherwise, all the projects are S4 HANA only in the market.
okay. So that is not be related to we cannot access something data in Fiori or ECC or S4HANA, nothing like that,
No, no,
anything in there.
nothing like that. You can
Whatever have
see,
the
you can access everything in Fury screen.
okay. Okay,
Okay,
sir, that's only my question. And one more
yeah.
question is, uh, I'm not able to see YouTube videos. Can you please give me the access for the YouTube videos?
Those will be given in the drive. You'll have to send me your email ID to me. Once batch 6 drive is created, it will be done today. I'll share an Excel sheet for everybody to update the email ID. Then I'll share batch 6 Google Drive access.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Satya.
Hello. Hi, sir. If you stuck in the project, you told that don't go straight away to the Google and YouTube and all. Can you take the help of just now this AI and that that coming in?
AI is also
Can
Googling only, right?
okay. And
That is
Chat
also
GPT
kind of
AI and all.
Googling.
Chat
That is all
GPT
also
AI. Can
Google
you take
only,
the?
right?
Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
sir.
Because
And my
they
second
will
question is,
give the
tell me.
AI, ChatGPT, Google, whatsoever, will give information in a generic way. Because you are telling error coming while posting payment, error coming while creating master and all, you are going to give a generic statement. Based on your generic statement, Google is also giving some information. ChatGPT, AI, or any other content is giving some details based on a generic query. Agree?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Is your query a generic or is your query related to a real problem that you are facing for your client?
Real problem.
Right? Is Google aware what configuration is maintained in your system? What other customizations are there? No, right?
No, no.
They generically say that if you have to maintain this setting or you have to remove this setting, you have to maintain additional configuration. You need to look at it. Okay, they are checking to do this. Is it applicable in my situation? That who has to
Mm.
decide if it is applicable or not applicable? You have to decide
Right. Yes, sir.
because you're the consultant, right? You need to decide whether this is to be done or not to be done. Whether we are
Mm.
capable enough to make such decisions or not, that depends.
Yeah.
Meaning, you can Google it, but not in front of anybody
Right.
because Google doesn't know the exact problem what we are getting. Sometimes there is no problem. User itself is a problem. User is creating wrong data. User is doing it in a wrong way. That is why error message is coming.
Yes, sir.
Most of the times, this is the common error. Meaning, user is posting the entry in a wrong way. That is why this is happening in a different way.
Okay.
Once we
Yeah.
start
My second
configuration,
question.
I'll be explaining all the errors, why error message is coming, how do you proceed when the errors are coming, in what way you need to think. Because you are configuring the system based on a requirement, right? Based on a purpose.
Right,
When
sir.
you know the requirement, when you know the purpose, when you are getting the error, it is easy for us to understand what we are trying to do, what setting we maintain, why this error is coming. Go
My
ahead.
second question is that today you highlight upon the COPA and product costing. Do you have classes in later point of time on these topics?
COPA product costing, I will be teaching as a separate controlling batch. As I mentioned, learning COPA product costing will have different level of understanding as a prerequisite. You should be already aware of SAP FICO.
Okay, sir.
Only then COPA product costing you will be able to understand. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand. Like FICO, you are able to understand because you have basic accounting knowledge. Or even though you are not from the accounting background, since we are talking from the very basic fundamental debit, credit, journal entry, you are able to relate it. With the help of your
Yes.
basic accounting, with the help of your SAP FICO understanding, you will be able to understand COPA product costing. Straight away, it is not possible. To understand, I'm telling, not to configure. Configuration with the help of Google, with the help of YouTube, with the help of material and all, you can configure everything in SAP because you have a reference. But understanding is something that has got prerequisites.
Yes, sir.
But logic, concept, whatever is there behind this COPA product costing, you will understand. It is just that we don't configure it here because as it takes 3 months and with prerequisites.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Lokesh.
Good morning. Hello.
Yeah. Good
Hello.
morning. Go ahead. Yes, Lokesh. Tell me.
Ajay, yeah, you have mentioned like whenever we required assistance from whenever the user requiring assistance from us, they will be putting a mail or they will be calling us directly or they will be raise a ticket.
Everything is possible. See, if it is not so urgent, they will raise a ticket. Okay. Or if it is not so urgent, or if it is kind of urgent, they may send an email. Or sometimes if it is very critical, they will directly call. Because when they raise a ticket, you know that for every ticket there is a TACT service level agreement, like you have to respond within 1 day, within 2 days, within 3 days.
Yeah. Yes.
Even whenever they send any email, it's not there is no rule that to every email you should respond immediately, right? This is not a WhatsApp chat. I put a hi, you put a hi immediately. What they will do
Yes.
to let you know that this is very urgent, this is critical, we need your support, they will give you a call. They say that we are trying to do so and so activity, we are facing some problem, we need your assistance, this is urgent. And when they
Yeah.
send such emails, when they call in certain situation, they will put your project manager also in the loop or in the CC, so that they will also tell that okay, you please put the other work aside, complete or sit on this task, help them in this activity.
Okay.
Because else what will happen, your project manager would have told you to work on this is very critical. All of a sudden you're getting a call from your user telling this is very urgent, please help me this. Now you're not the decision maker, right? Either to work on the task given by your project manager stating today you need to complete it, or user is
Yes.
calling asking that this is also very important, I need to complete it. How you will work? So you need to let your project manager or your reporting know that this is how I'm getting a call, or somebody wants urgent help. What should I do? I'm already working on it. I'm occupied. They say that okay, you spare 1 hour time there, or tell that okay, it's okay. I'll assign somebody to that user to assist. They will take a call. You cannot do
Okay.
dual task at the same time, right?
Yes. Yes.
Either you need to work on that task or you need to work on this task. Both cannot be done parallelly.
Yeah.
Right? If you are aware of different points, you can handle it. Otherwise, you cannot say no to the user. You cannot also say no to the client. You may
Yes.
think that if I say no, my project manager gave me some other work, I'm working on it. You speak to my project manager. If he says I will work, what kind of opinion your user will get? Negative opinion.
Yes.
If you tell the same thing, no, sorry, I did not complete your work to your project manager because a user called me suddenly, he said urgent, I worked on this task. Then your project manager will think you are reporting to me or to the user. Agree?
Yeah.
Things will go in a different way, meaning you should know how to work, you should know how to talk to the people, you should know how to handle the situation. Then, irrespective of in any situation, you will have some clarity. At least some ideas will strike your mind at that situation. Whatever we are discussing now may not be helpful at this moment, but every point, whatever we are discussing now, will add value to your profile once you get a job.
Likewise, like in all the cases, like do we maintain like whatever the issue we resolved, we need to make a document, or it will be normally resolved whatever we do, it will be in the normal one. Like
If your client is using any ticketing tool, okay, in any
yeah,
project, normally the issues, whatever are raised, are tracked either in a
yeah,
tool or in the Excel sheet. Somebody will be there to monitor it, because at the end of the month you need to submit
okay,
monthly status report to the client. From your project manager, it will go, he will tell, in this month these are all the highlights. We received 200 tickets. Out of 200 tickets, 45 tickets related to FICO. Out of 45 tickets, 32 tickets are resolved. Let's say 13 tickets are open.
okay,
These are all the change request. These many configurations we did in this particular month. These are all the monthly highlight. In this month, we activated this. In this month, we did this, or we did this. These are all the upcoming projects. This kind of report presentation will be given by the project manager to the client on a monthly basis. Because from the client side, from the management, they should know, right, what is happening.
yes,
Tickets and all are raised by the end user, and you should know what to highlight to the management.
yeah.
So these things are tracked, in short, to answer your question.
If in the case of email and direct calling, these things will be not be recorded, right? It will be,
No, no. If in such a situation, you need to create a manual ticket, meaning you need to create an incident manually from your side. Because if a user calls, he will talk to you for 1 hour. This 1 hour is gone in your 8 hours.
yes, sir.
You need to record it somewhere, right? So as per our discussion, you need to send an email after your call, and then attach this email and then put it as a ticket. Meaning in your
And like
project, they will tell you how they are raising the ticket and all. They will give you clear instructions. That's where you'll understand, okay, in this project, this is how we need to do it. Or in some project, they tell, if they're making any call, if they want any assistance, ask them to create a ticket first. Without a ticket, you're not getting into any call with any user. If it is going to be a time taking one, ask them to officially send a meeting invite, have a meeting, a discussion on the Microsoft Teams, not on your mobile phone call, not on the mobile extension.
okay,
You're getting my, it doesn't have any track, right? I
yeah,
cannot
yeah,
prove that I had a discussion for half an hour. They'll tell why you
yes,
had a discussion for half an hour. Who knows whether you talked to client or somebody else. So
yes,
instead, you will ask your user to send a meeting invite, or you send a meeting invite. But for that, initiation should always come from the user side. It should not look like you initiated it.
yeah,
User should send a requirement. Please let us know your available time. We need to discuss on so and so issues. This is very urgent. Accordingly, you will tell that, okay, please schedule a meeting at so and so time. Then he will send a
yeah,
meeting invite, or you will send a meeting invite. Then it is official.
yeah,
Put your project manager, somebody, as a meeting optional invitee.
yeah. And in interview sessions, you're discussing cost center and profit center and cost elements. Internal order the FICO, right? Assessment and distribution also comes under FICO, right? Or it is a part of internal order itself.
No, 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 FIC only. Other than
Uh,
COPA, other than product costing, whatever is there in controlling, everything is part of FICO.
okay. Like internal order
Okay.
is the same thing, like it budgeting, right? Assessment and distribution also like budgeting only, no?
No, no, no. Assessment distribution is your cost allocation.
Okay.
It's like a common cost you are sharing with different departments. You're distributing.
Okay. And
Okay.
one more last doubt, like when we are doing UT or UAT, like there are many cases, like UT scenarios will be taken, like we are doing, right? UAT with the user we are doing, like how, like why we get multiple errors or issues while user is doing the business.
This is where the problem comes for most of the consultants, that they ignore the point called business requirement. Ideally,
Okay.
you're collecting the test cases, you are preparing the test script based on the requirement only, right?
Yeah.
When you're collecting the test cases based on the requirement, after your config is completed, when you're testing the UT in the development system, usually what we
Yeah.
will do, we test it from a technical point of view, meaning whether entry is posted, whether the report is giving output. While posting the entry, you're least bothered about you're posting in current month or last month. Agree?
Yes. Yes.
We don't even take which account you're debiting, which account you're crediting, which cost center, profit center you're taking, what amount you're taking. And then in the report, you will never look at the report from the entry that you posted. You only look at the report, go to a T code, put the company code, parameter, F8, output will come. Yes, it is working fine. UT completed. But did we practically verify the number from the report? No.
No.
Are we really sure whether entry that we posted is correct? Is this how they are posting currently? We are not sure. You just verified whether debit credit entry is posted without any error. When I pull a report, output is coming without any error or not. You are not validating the number. But when it comes to UOT, user will not test like you, right? User will post the specific account debit, specific amount, specific date. He will expect a different control points.
Yes.
When he is looking at a report, he knows what output should come from there.
Mm.
And he will tell, if I wanted to see only this one, how do I filter it, and all they will ask. That is where UAT sessions, most of the issues, most of the points will open up, because these are all ideally supposed to be uh, found out at your UT only, because we are not thinking from the business point of view, because we are unable to replicate a business scenario, as we are missing the business understanding. We are not able to test. You are able to test only the functional point of view. But what if you are also testing in the similar way? Because you have finalized the business requirement, you understood the business test cases only after the business meeting, client requirement gathering sessions. Agree?
Yes. Yes.
Even after that, if you are not able to test properly, it is our mistake only, right? Meaning we are lacking something,
Yeah.
right? These points is what we need to improve, we need to develop. Then you don't find any mistakes. Like if you're sitting with the user, UAT is happening, most of the things they find errors are coming, issues are coming, they will not do complete UAT. They will tell everything is a problematic, you please retest everything from your side and then schedule a UAT again. This is
Yeah.
also possible, meaning this will give a very negative opinion, right, in front of the client, in front of your project manager. They say that what UAT you did in development, then they will ask you to show me the test script that you prepared,
Yeah.
right? These things will go in a
And also
different
like
way. That Go
and
ahead.
also like when we going on after going live also we may get the issues, right? In that case, how like UAT also we performed by the user, right? How
Yeah.
those errors are getting.
Anything that you are moving into the production must be confirmed by the user by way of UOT. After go live,
Yeah.
anything that you are facing a problem is called as hypercare support.
Yeah.
Okay, during if there are any problems, any errors, you understand there are certain errors which are consulting mistakes, meaning you would have done extra configuration, some configuration is missing. But you are not going to tell to the user, this is my mistake, now I rectified it, please try now. Can we tell that?
No.
You have to manage it in a different way. Okay, this is not working because this scenario is not configured or because of some technical error. You will manage it with some technical error was there, we rectified it. Can you please check now? Meaning certain things you should avoid while talking to the client. You should not tell, sorry, last time when I configured, no, I did it in a hurry. You created, you called me at last minute. I forgot. Somebody is also calling me. I forgot to enable one setting, because of that it is working. Now I realized my mistake. I made correct setting. Please check now. The next minute they will scold you, right? Because
Yeah.
of you, my things are getting delayed. I had to have nice quoting from my manager and all. These things will come into picture. As
Yeah.
your mistake, you are not supposed to reveal it to the other, especially configuration related mistake. You need to know
Yeah.
how you are going to project your mistakes to your client in such a way that they don't take it in a wrong way.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Harish?
Thank you.
Sir, can you tell something about central finance?
That is something if your client is using different applications like SAP is there, Oracle is also there, Tally is also there. Now they are using different ERP applications, but to do the consolidation, they will bring all the transaction data into a central finance. All the financial transactions will be brought into one centralized system called a CFIN or central finance system. That is used when you are using multiple ERP systems. Okay. Only for consolidation, only for preparing your TBP&L balance sheet.
Because I was going through this job description. They clearly mentioned most of the job description they have mentioned as do you know central finance, central finance.
See, these kind of points, they will only ask whether you know about it or not. They don't ask whether you have experience. Not everybody will be experienced in it. Because it depends on the client. Very few clients will use it, not every client. For example, you are using SAP for some applications, but in some entities you don't need SAP. But you need to consolidate at the end of every month, right? For that, you want to bring all the data into central finance for the consolidation purpose. All the transaction data, you will bring it here. And those points, there are many points which we will be able to understand only after having a thorough knowledge on FICO. Because this is the base for anything. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
That's it. Sir. Thank you. Sir. Thanks.
Okay. Sriram?
Hi, sir. After the testing, after the configuration, could you show one test case for us, like the format and all, so
I
that
will share the
we can.
templates. I'll share the standard templates which are provided by SAP. In the similar way, you will find everywhere.
Yeah,
I'll
sure,
show
sir.
the test
Sir,
cases, all the documentation, I'll show samples.
yeah, thank you, sir.
How we will do
Sir,
it.
regarding this quality testing, like only we are checking the entry posting as a quality testing, or in the quality we are checking the configuration data also, like extracting the tables, for example. If development in the development team they created 100 GL, for that GL parameters we are checking each GL by downloading the data from as a table or something, because that
No. That we don't do it because your master data is always client dependent. You're not going to test it.
okay.
You can create 100 GLs in development. You can create only 20 GLs in quality. You can create 1000 GLs in production. But for the test, as it is a testing, for testing you need only few cases, not everything, right?
Yes, sir.
You run the test case. If you need 10 accounts, you will be creating only 10 GL account. If these 10 GL accounts are able to create properly, 1000 GL accounts in the similar way, you will be able to create.
Yes, sir.
So those things we will create once testing is completed. Your user will provide what GL accounts are required, what parameters are required. Then you are not going to create it, you are going to upload it with the help of LSMW, LTMC or migrate your data tools.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Narsimha?
Hi, Ajay. So during KDS preparation, I understand controlling area we taken as an example, one controlling area. I was a little curious to know a little more. On what basis we will get to know how many controlling areas the client required?
In most of the cases, more than 90% of the cases, it will be single controlling area.
Okay.
It will be single controlling area only. Even if somebody is asking, upfront tell them that so far, whatever the projects that you have worked with, everywhere there was a single controlling area only. Tell them you have not worked for any client where there were two controlling areas. But when you give these kind of justifications, everybody will be okay because this is a rare situation.
Okay.
not a recommended approach. When the reporting and all is not possible through single controlling area, client wanted to have separate for different reporting requirement, then only separate controlling area is created. Otherwise, it will be single controlling area. Though you are operating in multiple countries, you will still go ahead with single controlling area.
Okay, it's nothing to do with geographic and other parameters,
No, no,
right?
no, no,
Just reporting
no.
purposes, they might go for a multiple only in a rare situations.
Because
Otherwise,
your controlling is your internal reporting. Internal reporting, you want to look at everything internally as a whole. When it comes to company code is your external reporting. That is why you will have separate company codes. But all company codes are again grouped under same controlling area. This is possible when you are using same chart of account. Again, this has got a link with your leading non-leading ledger. Before I was talking about leading non-leading ledger.
right.
You need to make sure all the company codes will share the same leading ledger, same accounting principle, same financial year, same chart of account. Only then it is possible to maintain single controlling area. Meaning there are many parameters. So as we begin our understanding from Monday onwards, I'll explain all these points. Then you'll practically relate, okay, because of these reasons, you are creating single controlling area. Because of these reasons, you are creating leading ledger for this purpose, non-leading ledger for this purpose. Then you will have a conceptual understanding. Okay, this is the requirement with this is possible, with this is not possible. These things cannot be understood with configuration. These things can only be understood with different easy, simple, real life scenarios. Because we need to get the concept here more than the config. Because in every project, everybody will do the same thing. Okay.
Got it. Thanks, Ajay.
Yeah. Sunil.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, actually,
Yeah.
can you please explain like migration rollout projects in the upcoming classes, one session?
Yes, I'll be
Because
explaining that.
okay, sir. And one more thing, why SAP got that much great successful, sir, while only for extracting a profit and loss account and the balance sheet, only because
No,
of
no,
that
no. It's
we are using
not
SAP?
because of it. It is because of the integration. When you're talking about
Okay.
integration, if you're talking about any organization, you have different processes, right? You have accounting, you have costing, you have purchases, sale, manufacturing,
Sales.
HR, everything is there.
Yes, sir.
Everything is integrated in SAP automatically. Meaning, if you do any purchases, you need to
Yes.
update two records here. You need to update material quantity, you need to update material value. Material
Yes.
quantity will go to logistics, material will value go to accounting. Agree?
Yes, sir.
And in case if you're making any sale,
Hi, sir.
if you're performing any sale, if material is not available, your order cannot be delivered to the customer.
Correct.
Right? Now, in case if
Yes.
you're manufacturing anything, if material is not there, you cannot start your manufacturing.
Yes. Without raw material, we cannot move forward. Correct.
Right? All these are
Yes.
automatically integrated within SAP. Meaning, when you buy SAP license, you don't have to worry about the system integration. Meaning, the total business process solution is inbuilt in SAP. Do
Okay.
whatever a company does, everything is automatically built, and real time basis you will get the reports. Immediately your inventory will be updated, immediately your balance sheet is updated, immediately your sales order is giving a pop-up stating that there is no stock, you cannot deliver it.
Okay.
And then when you pull the report, you can know the real time reports. Meaning if you are doing any stock, any BRS, any kind of thing that you take is integrated, and you can send receive data from SAP to other SAP system or other non-SAP system without any problem, without any difficulty. Meaning connecting your SAP system with other system is also very much easy feasible, and it is more controlled, more restricted. From a business point of view, you don't want any user to manipulate the data, right?
Yes. We
If you are
cannot.
using a Tally or any other application, data manipulation is easily possible.
Yes, we can delete the entries and we can create
Correct.
new
In
entry.
SAP, once entry is posted, it is impossible to delete. No way that you can delete it. The only
We
thing
can
is you
reverse
need
them.
to correct. You need to reverse, pass the correction. And it is
Okay, sir.
not user friendly, meaning for everything you need to follow the process. I will only create the entry, I will only create the payment, I will only pull the report. Not possible. There is something called segregation of duties in every organization, maker,
Yes, sir.
checker, and all. These are all possible with SAP.
Okay, sir. And last question,
Okay.
do we have class tomorrow?
Yes, we will have class tomorrow. Saturday you will have
Okay.
class every day. In certain situations, if I'm not able to take class on a weekday, I'll be taking that class on Sunday.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, yeah. Usually
Yes,
Sunday we will not have any class. Sometimes if I miss 1 or 2 sessions in a week, I'll be compensating it on Sunday. Usually we will
sure,
not
sir.
have session on Sunday. In case if I'm absent maybe 1 or 2 sessions, I may be taking a session on Sunday just to cover.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Rafi?
So during the discussion, it has been put forward this Power BI for consolidation reports for the users. Power BI or dash for the dashboards. Power BI will be used. How the data flow happens from Power BI to from SAP to Power BI?
They will create a connection with SAP. So Power BI can read your SAP database to pull the data. They'll write queries. With the help
So
of
no,
query,
there will not be any facility or feasibility of having these dashboards in SAP.
you can do it. That is through BABW.
Okay,
BABW, but for that you need to buy the additional license.
okay,
Okay. If somebody is not using additional license for BABW, BPC and all, they may be doing the consolidation in third party because the third party tools will be little less expensive than SAP license.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, fine then. So we'll connect at the same time tomorrow morning.